Hello and welcome to another week of Sambo iRacing. We're back in the new BMW M4 GT4 G82 at Suzuka International for the Grand Prix layout. This is a cracking little circuit, well, big circuit. It's not the easiest car to drive around here, though. I spent nearly an hour trying to perfect my lines to get the guide that I have done for you. I then jumped in the Aston Martin for the first time ever. I managed to record a lap in 15 minutes. Now, whether or not that was because I'd already spent some time on the circuit, which was new to me, I'm not sure. But I did find the Aston Martin slightly easier to drive. But anyway, this is a guide. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. If you are new to my channel, what we do is we do a hot lap and then a breakdown lap and then back in the cockpit a final time with the driving line on for you guys that like that. Okay, any questions, let me know in the comments, and let's start the hot lap. So, if you've seen the other lap that I did in the Aston Martin, the lines are very similar. However, it just seemed a little bit easier to do it in that car. Right, let's go. So we're in top gear on the left-hand side, looking for just before the 50-meter marker. I'm going to trail it off, kiss the first apex, down to third gear, trying to get it back over to the right-hand side, kiss that second apex, up to fourth gear, just a lift here on the first of the S's, back over to the right hand side, little dab on the brakes, over to the right again, just a little dab on the brakes, making sure we're using that curbing. As we go around this long right hander, dropping it down to third, getting back on the gas as fast as possible, up to fourth gear, just a lift, no brake there, again just feeling for the grip, over to the left hand side. Looking for the 50-meter marker, in fourth gear, cutting the corner, doing the same thing again here, but down to third gear, straighten her up, over to the right-hand side. As soon as we straighten up, hard on the brakes, down to second gear, at the apex, back on the gas, building it gently as if you've got an egg underneath that throttle. Yeah, I was impressed with Suzuka. I think I drove it once about 10 years ago in an F1 game, but not since then. As we're looking for fourth gear here, try and clip the first apex, back on the brakes, down to third gear. No, I left it in fourth here. I did drop it in third in the Aston though. This is the fixed setup as well, in case you haven't already read on the title. Third gear for the chicane, back over to the right hand side. Slippery little car, and over and across the line in a 210 flat, so 210 and 77 thousandths. Right, let's do the breakdown lap. Don't forget to park up safely. Okay, breakdown lap. I'll try and charge through it. You've just seen it already. I know half of you then leave. So here we go. We're looking for roughly the 75-meter marker. And as you can see, as we get there, we can get up hard on the brakes, up to about 85%. We're going to trail that off. Drop it down to fourth gear. You then have to brake a little bit harder again now, mid-corner here. So it's sort of the second apex. Dropping it down to third gear, still trailing it off, getting back on the gas. We do have traction control set because it's the fixed setup. Up to 100%, over to fourth, over to the right hand side in fourth gear, and then we're just going to do a lift to get around this corner. We're wanting to hit this green curbing here. Anytime there's extra curbing, it means you should be trying to use it. Back on the gas in fourth gear, little dab on the brakes. Getting back on the gas as well. It's really important in these S's that you get on the right side of the road, the correct side of the road, because otherwise you just end up getting so out of sort of kilter with it. Little dab on the brakes again, keeping it in fourth gear, really using this green curbing on the inside, back full on the gas, and now we're just going to do a lift, and we're just a touch of brake on that. dropping it into third gear, and again, we're just holding it, trying to find that grip so we can go fully on the gas, up to fourth gear, just a little lift, feeling for the grip again. As you can see, it's rare in the GT4s that you're just slamming, mashing your right foot down. Just before the 50-meter marker here, for turn 8, what we're going to do is brake up to about 90%, drop it down to fourth, we're still trailing it off, and then as we get to the apex, getting back on the gas, straighten her up, so easy to get lost here. And again, as we are coming into turn 9, up to about 80%, down to third gear, cutting the corner, and getting back on the gas as soon as possible. A little bit of counter steering might be needed there. Cutting the corner here on 10, and then as soon as we're straightening our wheel up to, what's that, 85%, dropping it down to third, and then we're dropping it down as we trail it all the way down to the apex in second gear, getting back on the gas, and again, we're just feeling for the grip, trying to get up to 100% as fast as possible without lighting up those rear tyres or engaging the traction control. Getting close to the apex here, and then once again, as we straighten up and we get to this little access road or little path, whatever it is on the right-hand side, that's my braking marker. This is where I'm really on the brakes to 95%, dropping it down to fourth gear, getting on the gas nice and early. I felt I could get more gas on here than I could in the Aston Martin. It was slightly more planted. And then we're just going to trail off, drop it, leaving it in fourth gear, wanting to get on the gas, Done the vast majority of it now. I've just got a high speed left and then a chicane to go. Up to sixth gear. And then as we get to the 50-meter marker, just going to do a little dab on the brakes up to about 40%, immediately drop it down to fifth gear. And then as we get to the apex, back onto 100%. It always feels like you're going to make the corner nice and easy, and then you always end up running really, really quite wide, but this is fine. And then the final braking marker, as we get to the 100 meters, jumping on the brakes in a straight line, holding it up there at nearly 100%, as you can see, trailing it off now into third gear, trying to clip this first apex, getting back on the gas, and then we're just doing a lift and clipping the next apex. Getting back on the gas once again and cutting it over to the right-hand side. Whew. And over and across the line, as I was saying, a 210 flat, 210.077. Right, final time of the driving line on. Okay, here we go. For both of you still watching, thanks very much for your support. I've been Sambo iRacing, and I'll see you guys in the week. Cheers.